From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher. Their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher. Our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Skripchuk. And our Batman, the master of tools, gadgets, and all things mechanical, our mild-mannered soon-to-be billionaire, Alan Danvers. Their mission, to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them, and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Welcome to the podcast. I'm going to be your host for this episode. My name is Bill. Who else is hosting?
I'm Vicki.
I'm Jennifer.
And apparently she's chewing.
I'm sorry.
She forgot her name.
Your sister's name is only one syllable. You don't have that much time, Jen. Put the bonbon down.
It was a Fig Newton, and my tongue was stuck to the roof of my mouth.
You know, a real professional podcast would edit that out. That's not how this place rolls. Anyway.
You have to redo it.
Nope. We're going. That's the Fig Newton podcast. We may use this one as the permanent intro. This is the permanent intro for every podcast, whether you're on or not anymore, Jen. Anyway, we have a guest. We have a guest to the podcast. We had a guest to our paddock. We had, for the first time ever, we had someone who was willing and able to coach us for the weekend. Miss Jackie Andrews is back. Welcome, Miss Jackie.
She's so happy.
Exactly.
Thanks for having
She
me.
was waiting for the applause.
That's right. Well, I heard it.
The applause and snaps.
It was a roar in the background. I heard it. It was a roar. So, Jen, should I ask you, or Fig Newton still involved in your life right now?
There are no Fig Newtons anymore.
Okay, so Jen, where did we go and who did we go with this weekend?
We went to NJMP, and it was me, you, Vicky, Jeremy, and Nick.
That's right.
And Jackie joined us, and
That's right.
It was awesome.
It was
an awesome weekend. Yep.
Who threw our event?
We went to Grid Life.
We did. And in what different racing types were we in this weekend? Where did we pollute the waters?
So you were doing Sundae Cup, and
Indeed.
we were all doing D's. So
I think we had them all, didn't we? We had all three by the time.
Yeah, we did. Jeremy and Nick, I think, were advanced. Vicky intermediate, and I was intermediate for a little while till we only had one car. We'll talk about that later, but yeah.
Yep.
And then I went into novice, and yeah. So yeah, we were in them all.
Indeed, Miss Vicki.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the worst that we've ever done getting cars to the race.
No,
but it wasn't the best.
it wasn't the best.
It was not the
No,
best.
things were kind of happening left and right. These little things that I thought were checked off the boxes. You know, here's what I'm coming up to with is that never assume anything. Just never assume anything, and just go ahead and check and double check. We had a little bit of problems here, a little bit of problems there, but ultimately we got on track. We took a BMW E46 and a Honda Fit with us this time.
And a trailer.
And a trailer. Yeah, little things kept happening the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of little things. But we got there and we did our best.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So one thing that we did unveil this week was you and Jennifer, your first attempt at wrapping a car.
Yes. I think all in all, it looked pretty darn good.
Not bad.
Yes, ma'am.
Highly recommend doing it again. Are we learning things from our wrapping experience?
Yes, as our motto is now, mistakes were made, but lessons were learned.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Right.
Yes. So
We definitely found a system that worked
Yeah.
for us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're not quite ready for a how to wrap your car podcast yet. but,
No, we are not.
No,
we have
no.
a few more cars to do. We have a few more liveries to do before we get to that.
Mm-hmm. Miss Jackie, you need one done? We need practice.
I do, because yours looks way better than mine. So
Well,
I tried to wrap my bumper with the bumper cover off the car in my living room. Horrible idea.
well, we need to practice. So if you need some help, you just let us know.
Yes. But we were also going through that process of getting the cars done with the airfield actually running new electric to our hangar. So we're getting a whole new reboot of electricity and setups in our hangar. So we don't have to keep blowing out the circuits anymore, which we have a tendency to do. So I'm willing, things took a little bit longer to do and had to do a little finagling with power, but, which kind of held us up a little bit.
Yeah, we had
Still
no
don't
power.
have lights.
No, we have lights now.
We have lights now? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we just didn't have power 2 weeks prior to the race, so that was fantastic.
Yeah.
That slows you down just a tiny bit.
We had one outlet that was working.
It was great.
For a long time, didn't have lights, and occasionally the doors wouldn't open, so there was that too. I'm like, can you get my doors to open? Sure.
You know what? If there weren't challenges, it just wouldn't be any fun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but we are getting better. We are getting better.
I could go with a few less challenges, just personally, just FYI.
Couple.
Yep. But ultimately, I think the car, the E46, turned out pretty nice.
It did. It did.
Yep.
It did. So let's start with fit issue pre-race. What was going on with the fit?
What's going on with the fit? We were actually setting it up for a rally. And we had everything set for it, had the seats were ready to go with it, and then didn't end up going into the rally, so the car kind of sat for a while. And as we were loading it, we realized that we were having a starting issue. We could not get the car started. And we thought it was a couple things, but we ultimately settled on the alternator, which Bill ended up going out to Maryland to get this very, very special alternator for the very limited year of 15, 16. I think that they actually had this alternator made. And
15, 16, and manual all.
Yes, it was a very special item. And then
Yes.
Bill ended up going out to Maryland to go get this before. And then he had his own issues on the way.
I had no issues. It was a trailer. It's all trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill lost a tire.
I did.
Completely.
So for those playing the home game who have seen the picture, I do know what a torque wrench is. I do know what a impact gun is. I did both of those, yet my tire rejected me.
Lies.
You saw me do it, so don't.
I
even
saw
start.
you do it, but I don't remember you securing them.
Man.
So
Miss Jackie,
anyway,
you see this? You see the respect I get, Miss Jackie? Zero, none.
Wait a minute. I saw that bus.
It's a big bus. Had your logo on the side of it though when it ran you over. So
That did.
That's right.
It was not a speed bump.
That's right.
It was not a speed
Yep.
bump. Okay.
That trailer is now sitting in the repair shop getting everything done to it, including electrical.
A little extra love. Anyway.
Yes.
So then let's see, where else did we have problems? Let's do car problems first. Our BMW, my dear, beautiful livery. You got to go out in it.
Yes.
And you came back in and said,
it is rattling, it is shaking. So, and especially when you hit about 80 miles an hour. So I really couldn't get the full feel of the car.
Mhm.
And I went out on 2 sessions with it. So little limited 20-minute sessions. And I'm like, I don't think this is really working. We could try to put the new tires on. Maybe that has something to do with it. But the guys outvoted me on that. And we all put it up on the jacks and they took a deep dive underneath, Bill, and what did they find?
it appears that the drive shaft is
Unbalanced.
It's either unbalanced or has a lot of run out, or I'm not sure. Miss Jackie, you're much better at this. What would you say? Drive shaft issue?
From the video that I saw, it looked bent.
Could be.
When the shaft itself was welded to the back section, it was not welded correctly. Something it Didn't look good. Definitely.
Yes.
No, it was very wobbly. So the car sat. We put it up and actually, go ahead.
I was going to say future podcasts will know exactly what it is, but right now we're still kind of speculating.
So, yep. So the E46 became a temporary donor car to solve whatever problems Jeremy was having with his, since his was still running. So he was borrowing parts off of ours just to test things.
Yes.
Yeah, which that was fine.
I believe he tested just about everything. I think my car was after being wrapped by you was probably the bestest, most expensive parts car I've ever seen.
That's right. So, and that's how that event went with the two cars going.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. So let's get to the highlight of the weekend. Miss Jackie came down to play with us.
Did.
And what were your plans going into the weekend, Miss Jackie? And how do you usually run one of these? Because we've never done the coaching thing. It seemed like fun.
So, usually I don't have this many people
who need this much help, right? Yeah, I know. I know.
It was a lot of people in one shot, but it was fine. It worked out with the schedule. And we just kept hot lapping Ames into whatever car was going out, which was great. First session, as usual, I just tell everybody to just drive and we'll figure it out, see where they're at and what needs to be looked at and whatnot. And once the BMW broke and everybody was just driving the Fit, it became a runoff of who's going to go fastest in the Fit.
Yes, it did.
Anyway, no foreshadowing there.
Well, no.
So Jennifer and Vicki were in HPDE. I was in the Sundae Cup. Nick and Jeremy, we're going to talk about them too, but we're going to talk more in fun about them. Hopefully they'll come on in a future podcast episode. But I think Jeremy stayed mostly in his BMW. I think he did one stint in the Fit.
Correct.
Yeah. And Nick stayed in his BMW, which was a E46 M3, I believe.
Correct. So his times don't actually count.
Well, they count, but it's in a separate game. It's in a separate game.
Different class.
Exactly. So Nick with no class. How did Nick do, Miss Jackie?
Nick started out when I stuck an aim in his car just into the 30s. So he was a 39.9.
Okay.
And I looked at some stuff and gave him a couple things to try. And I think in 2 sessions, maybe 3, he got down to a 38.6. So 1.3 seconds improved.
Nice. He had some very solid feedback, which I'll make fun of him later, but he enjoyed it quite well. Nice. What about our other person who abandoned us? How did Jeremy do?
Jeremy. Well, he drove the Fit for 1 session and was complaining about how it was handling.
He's a whiner.
Okay, except that everybody else was driving it and was doing perfectly fine. So
he's just a whiner.
Well, he also said that he had a lot of traffic in his session, so he couldn't get a clean lap.
And it showed. I think he only ran like a 53.
Wow.
But in his car, he started off with a 145.9, like a 967. And I gave him some stuff to try and some things to work on. And he got down to a 143.5. So 2.4 seconds improved in his car.
Wow.
You know what I found out, Miss Jackie, when I was listening to you?
What's that, Jeremy?
I've realized that you were asking me to do stuff, and I didn't know it was possible to do that kind of stuff. But little did I know, I went out there and I did that stuff, and the stuff worked. So that was pretty spectacular.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, Jeremy, and I'm glad you got something out of that.
I definitely did. I think I learned a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome. Man, I love your beard.
It is spectacular.
Okay.
Thank you, fake Jeremy. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Why does fake Jeremy sound like Andre the Giant? Anyway, very well. Miss Jen.
Yes.
I believe, and Miss Jackie has the data. So this is the one time where we get to talk about data and I don't have to be looking at the data screen. I believe that you had the most significant increase in your performance on track.
Really?
I believe so.
Yes.
Wow.
And since we have everyone here, everyone take a guess at how many seconds Jen improved over the weekend.
Well, I'm spectacular, so since I did 2.5, I would think she did like 2.
How many? 2?
Maybe 2, because nobody's better.
I think Jennifer improved by 5 or 6.
Okay.
I'm 7, maybe 8.
Jen, how many do you think you improved by?
4.
You're all wrong.
Oh,
because she's even more spectacular.
So Jen started off the first session of Saturday, fastest lap time of a 2:02.152.
Oh, wow. She did improve a lot because I know where she ended.
And got down to a 150.3. So
wow.
8 roughly seconds. Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Go
Almost
figure.
into the 40s. Oh, we were so close.
I think to be fair, she probably would have got there. It was pretty hot on Sunday afternoon, and by the time she was ready, the track probably wasn't.
Yeah, I would agree. And that 150 was on her outlap, so there was more to it. And then she went off because she was pushing hard, as you do, and kind of killed the mojo. But
let's not let's not gloss over that too much. Miss Jennifer,
yes.
Was this where you decided to recreate your own turn, or did you try to take over one of our friends' turn? Which way was this?
Where I went off?
Yes.
This was back in the octopus.
Oh, Audra's turn. Okay.
Yes, Aldra's turn. Hate that turn. Although, I mean, it's not the only one, but I have gotten better at it. I just wasn't that day.
Yes, or that particular time. Yes,
or that particular session. So yeah, I definitely was, but I really was trying to push it there because that was one of the places where Jackie said that I could pick up some speed. So I was trying to push it there intentionally. So, and not that I didn't after that either. It's just, it slowed me down. It just throws you off. That's all. And you only get 20 minutes. So you have to go in. They got to check to make sure, everything's still on your car so you can go back out. It just takes time.
I got you. I feel it. All right. So we're gonna come back to Miss Jackie's inputs, but let's go to Miss Vicki. Miss Vicki. Go ahead.
About what?
I'm
not going to say it.
You are smiling. You are going to break your microphone. You're smiling so big.
I know. I beat my husband.
Yeah.
I did. Legit. I did. And I listened to everything Jackie was saying, which is how I did that.
Go ahead. Continue. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. In spite of this, you'll be back, Jackie. Don't worry. That's fine. Miss Vicki.
Yes.
How did you like the Fit? You'd never driven it before.
How did I like the Fit? I did like the Fit. Going into it at first, I was like, okay, it's kind of fun. It's a little on the slow side, and it was really light in the back. But the more I started driving it and the more I started understanding it, I really had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Like towards the end, I was ready to go more because I was just starting to figure out how that car drives. And it's really hard, like only in the 20-minute sessions that you start doing these laps and you start going around and let you absorb everything a new car has to offer and what those limits are. But towards the end, I was like, oh, I think I got this. Now I really want to see. Because everything that I knew that I did wrong, I wanted to go back and try it again. But I just really couldn't get in there. And during one of my sessions, the car didn't have any gas because I don't think anybody really checked. And I had to jump in, and I missed like 2 laps out of like 4 or 5 that I had to wait to get gas. So I kind of was like, oh, I could have done some more there. But by the end, I was like, I want to go again. I think I got this. I'm ready to try it in some other cars now too.
What about you, Miss Jen? You got to drive the Fit for the first time too.
I loved the Fit. I really do. I actually like it better than the Civic.
Really?
Yeah, I do. It was doing that weird thing when you put pressure on the brakes, but
It slows down then. It just, in general, the car slows down.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it kind of has a rear wiggle. Like
Yeah.
if you press it, it almost feels like you have to press you can't slam the brake. You have to press the brake, because if not, then the rear becomes so light that it starts to wiggle back and forth a little bit. Did you feel that?
Yeah, it just slides to the left. Yeah, it slides to the left.
Yeah, it starts to fishtail just a tiny bit, so you have to be careful.
Okay.
But yes, definitely love driving it.
Okay. Very well. What did Miss Jackie tell you to work on, or what were you working on with Vicki? I guess either way.
Good question.
We were working on the end of 1 and carrying it through, flat out during 2, flat out during 3, and then how to approach 5, I think. That was 1, because you were talking about a divot that was in there.
5 and 7.
Yeah.
They both kind of have a similar.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we were really kind of focusing on.
Yeah. Seemed to work out pretty good. What do you think?
I thought it did great. I mean, I was ready to go again.
Just so you're aware, Miss Vicki, I'm looking this up in the background. You beat your best time that you've ever had at New Jersey Motorsports Park, Thunderbolt.
Really?
In any car you've been in.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. I was ready to go some more. But that's the thing. I know that I could have done better, because I was seeing where I was slipping up. So I thought that was growth right there.
Yeah, the information, Jackie, you gave us was just spot on. Like, it was very specific.
And very chill. And it was very chill.
Oh, I found that it even helped me. Thank you, Jeremy.
What about you, Mr. Bill? How did you feel in the Civic?
Well, since I was in the Fit, I felt very different.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Fit. You knew
okay.
what I meant.
I do. It's too much fun. Well, the Fit.
Because you missed your first lap.
I missed my first 3. I had 4 sessions on Saturday, of which I made 1. The last one. Miss Jackie was not happy with me because I only had 1 for her to work with. But I think I made up for it on Sunday. I think that the difference for me, and I don't think I had as many sessions, so I didn't get as specific with Miss Jackie. It was more global stuff. So there's definitely some more room on the table. I think the thing that I got the most out of was I was actually competing and not HPDEing. And none of us, maybe Jeremy or Nick, but none of the 3 of us who are on here now, well, not me either, by the way. So not Jeremy. We'd never tried, we're endurance racers primarily, and we had never tried a hot lap or a qualifying lap or let's see what you got lap. And it was weird to do. Not weird in a bad way, just weird, different. So it turned out that my first session on Saturday was the last session for me. We did a quick calculation. I hadn't driven since the prior May of the prior year. So that was like 15, 16 months. So that was a little bit. Plus, it was first time in that car. So I believe, and Miss Jackie has the data to confirm, my first lap was less than stellar. I believe it first digit was a 2, if I might guess.
Was it 2? Let me pull it up since you love talking about that first session.
God, did I suck on that first session? But anyway, well, when you establish that much to improve, it's great.
Okay, so your first lap in the first session on Saturday was a 205.8, but you got down to a 155 in that session.
I know, but it was more or less, I was combining, hey, let's drive on a track, with, hey, I've never been in a car. So it was kind of a progression from pretty solid sucking to, okay, I remember what a track is. And then the second session that I did, which was the first session on Sunday, I got out of the car and said, oh, I remember what this is. I think I'm not back to where I was, but I'm back to like, oh, I remember driving on track. And then the third session, I decided, well, two things. Miss Jackie was very motivated to see somebody break the 150 mark in the fit. And I was tired of hearing Vicki. So I decided, hey, let's push it a little bit. And Miss Jackie and I had talked about a couple of turns in the beginning. So I said, let's go see, and which I did. And then I came back in and, we had a problem with the starter of the car, so I didn't turn the car off. But I just, I said to Miss Jackie that, you said you wanted somebody in the 50s, and I think I have accomplished this for you. Which we did. So it's different.
148.1, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Wow. Wow.
Well, Bill, it's fantastic.
You did do fantastic, honey.
You started out with a 155.0 and got down to a 48.1. So almost 7 seconds improved. Good. And actually, even though someone was quicker than you, you improved greater time span, I will say, than they did.
Oh, okay.
So we're all winners, in spite
of us.
In spite of the huge smile that
you can only lose an HPDE anyway. So,
well, the trophy for HPDE was spectacular this weekend. It was huge.
Was it?
There's never a trophy. Although some of our friends seem to drive like there was, but that's a different story.
Well,
Yeah.
Every time somebody went out, Jackie's like, drive fast, take chances.
No, I believe our coach was quite vocal when I came back in one time. I believe it was our coach said something about at the top of her lungs. I believe it was something about your wife is faster than you. I believe it was something like that. It may have slipped out.
I didn't hear anything. I don't know what you're talking about, guys.
I believe that was may have might have been an echo. The acoustics at NJMP are weird sometimes.
Do not recall.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You're lucky this isn't a video podcast. That's all I'm saying. Very well.
Captain's log supplemental.
Miss Vicki, we've been racing for a while.
Yep.
One of the things you've wanted forever and ever was something simple and easy to get the video, because you've not been happy with everything we've tried.
Nope.
And we've tried a lot.
Well, the issue that we've always had was that we always never got around to video. We kept trying, but things kept happening.
Even when we did, I can't count the number of times I have GoPro video from Jennifer turned into GoPro on to get out of the car, and then turning it off to get into the car and start racing. I mean, we've all done it.
That was a problem with the GoPro is because of the positioning, is that we could never really see the on and off button, and the battery was really short.
But I think we found a solution.
I think we did. I did. So we now have the Sentinel system.
Yes.
And oh my gosh,
rumored, finally here.
I know. And honestly, it was it was incredible. Just, like my mind was blown sitting there watching, my sister drive or watch our friends drive in the car. It was really cool.
Mhm. We got to have it displayed at the track in the paddock. We were watching it pretty much.
Hmm.
I will say that the only downside to the Sentinel system is it cuts down on my steps because I end up staring at the camera
This is true.
instead of walking around the paddock. But I guess I'll get my exercise in another way. So just wait until we get it integrated with the AIM system, and then we have all the telemetry. That'll be fantastic.
Right. So right now it shows you can put your logos on it. It determines who's in the car. It has speed and it has video. And yep, obviously you could put more cameras to it. But what I liked about it the most was that all you have to do is put the box in. And I mean, you can leave it in your car, obviously, but it's ready to go.
You know what we had to do at the second race?
What?
Put in a memory stick.
Yeah. The memory stick, yes. And the memory
start
stick.
The car.
That's right. And the video was clear, it was crisp, and it was just amazing that we had that length of time on video. Because normally before we would only have these little pin shots of,
15, 20 minutes.
Right. Before the battery would die or
it would turn itself off.
Or we would forget to turn it off. And we would have just nothing happening.
Or turn it on, or get off on our on and off and have it turn off when we need it on and
yeah, but this was a steady video for hours, and it was really cool. I loved it. I really did.
Well, I'm glad you're happy because as with every married couple, when you're happy, I'm happy. And I don't sleep in the tub for, another reason that I didn't even do it, but that's fine. So, all right. So now we're going to use it over and over and over. We got another upcoming race. It'll be fantastic. And they're posting it on our YouTube channel if people want to get bored. It's a great way to fall asleep.
You are so self-deprecating.
I'm even better when I'm self-deprecating.
Deprecating.
That too. So let's do this from two perspectives. Miss Jen and Miss Jackie, what did you get out of this event, and what do you think you need to work on for the next event? I guess get out of it would be Jennifer, and what should she work on for the next event would be Miss Jackie. What did you get out of this event?
So I was really able to focus on the areas that she had pointed out. But it wasn't overwhelming. So like she would give me one thing to work on and then another thing. So the few things that we identified, definitely the straight, because that's just been an issue. And carrying more speed through one. And then somewhere around 4 and 5, because 5's always been an issue for me.
That's why it is called Your Turn.
Yes, it is my turn. Was shifting, doing driving in a different gear, I guess, and shifting around 4. So we were trying to come up with a place that was comfortable for me to do that. But once I figured that out, like it immediately just kind of clicked. So, and it was like night and day. So, yeah. So once I got the gears and the shifting, like at a better
plan,
or comfortable, because coming up the back straight, I was going so slow because I was just in a higher speed, because 5, I was always nervous about 5. So yeah, it made all the difference in the world. But doing that helped me on the front straight. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Jackie, what do you think about how Jen did, and could she work on something at the next event?
Jen did fantastic. I was pretty aware pretty early on that I could overwhelm her with information, which is why I didn't give her a ton, which seemed to work out great. I would say continue to work on some of the things we talked about, carrying speed in some corners and trying to make sure you're in the right gear. And especially for her, because driving manual is still new, finding the comfortable places to shift. So that will help you everywhere at every single track you go to.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, not too much.
Excellent. Miss Vicki,
Yeah.
how about how did things go? What did Miss Jackie help you with? And then we'll get into what she thinks you need to do for your next time.
Well, I still had went in with the problem of self-preservation at the end of one. So, but what I started noticing is that some of the speed that that car would go up to and what I was carrying around the rest of the track in certain spots was no different than what I was trying to run at the end of one. So I'm like, the shorter distances when I would go flat out, it was an illusion at the end of one. It was just an illusion. So I had to work on that. And again, not looking at the signs and looking at the entry and exit point of the turn. And the reminder from her that don't slow down at 2 because it's an uphill. So that was a little bit of a pucker. So I dropped a gear down into 3rd coming out of 1. And then I just carried that speed by the end, I was carrying that speed all the way around. And just by doing that, I gained seconds, I think, that carried me through the rest of it. So once I tackled those things that she had told me about, then I tried not to scrub time or just scrub off speed by lifting. I tried to remember not to lift there and remember where my gears were, and that was the going through 4 at Lightning. Now there have been a lot of cars going off in 4. I don't know why, but 4 always in the back of because it was a stupid place to go off. It really was.
It really is.
It really is. Like you would expect more, like out of that sharp turn on 5, but no, everybody's going off in 4. So that was a little back of your mind going, okay, what are they doing and why they're going off, and don't do that. And then I was just trying to carry that speed after that turn on 5, which she mentioned a divot. So I was trying to place my car in that divot and then carry that speed all the way around. Because that was literally after you came out of that, it was a setup for the octopus. The entire thing was a setup for the octopus. And that's what I learned. So I just kept trying to do that. It was the repetition of don't scrub speed, do this and this in the beginning of these of 1 and 2, and then carry that all the way through to 5. And then from 5, carry it to 7, and then go into the octopus and then punch it on the way out. And it was a repetition of it. And the more I did it, the more I was shaving seconds off, I think, or tenths of seconds. And every time I came in, that's what was happening. So again, what was that?
Definite seconds.
Yeah.
Let me bring you up here. Hang on. Yeah, like 2 seconds every session that you were out, you found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kept trying to figure out that. And then after I went through, I'm like, well, if I just at the end of 1, and Jackie just kind of said, slam hard where you're comfortable and then see how much space you have. And I know that's been told to me before, and I know over and over. I just think it has been, but I think, I don't know. I think it was just the delivery of how Jackie explained stuff out just made it very digestible. That's all I could say. Her information was chill. It was non-pressure. It was non-competitive. I didn't feel like I had to make a big show of anything. It was just easily digestible. And I actually wanted to please Jackie because of the way the information was given to me and the way it was. It's just really kind of weird. It was weird. Okay. I was very receptive to the delivery.
About that Saturday night. Yeah. After we got showers, we were talking about it. Vicki, you mentioning how It was just the delivery of it was really digestible.
Right. So, and that's what I can say
Jackie's
about.
smiling.
I know, and that's what I can say about Jackie's coaching. It was chill, and it was just kind of like hanging out with your buds, and just try this, and then just try that. No pressure. If you want to do it, it's up to you. I don't care, but I'm just telling you what you could do. Okay, and then it just made it easier to do. So thank you, Jackie. You were excellent.
Oh my God, thank you. It's like my first 5-star review.
Yeah.
Well, you just tell us where we can put them, Jackie. We'll send them in.
Just tell us where to put them. I
Right?
highly recommend you. So
Ugh. Well, you did great. You did everything that I kind of threw at you. Yeah, I would just say if you could kind of remember how you felt at the end of the weekend. Like I saw you when you got out of the car and you were like, I can go faster. I know I can go faster.
I did say that.
Comfortable. Like if I had another session, I would go. If you could start the weekend,
yeah,
that level of comfort, it's a new car. I get that. So
yeah,
forward. You would start, let's say you got down to 47.5, which was quicker than somebody. But let's say you started at a 49 and then went from there. So
does my shirt say punching bag on it?
It's the bus, Bill. The bus.
Oh, the bus. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
But it's your bus. It has your logo on the side.
I know. Garage Heroes under bus. Yep.
Comfortable inside. There's AC. You should come inside instead of being under the bus.
I'm in the shade at least, right? Under the bus.
For a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just say try to hang on to some of that confidence and bring that into your next event. Knowing that you know how to drive the car. If it's a track you've been to, you know how to drive the track. Self-preservation is a thing. That's fine. If you find that comes back up again, like we talked about on how to attack the brake zones, because that also works everywhere. Just find a spot that's comfy, put the brakes on, and then work your way up. So
yeah,
that's what I would say. Carry that into your next event.
I love it.
So Miss Jackie, I realized the intro that you said you're not used to working with as many people as we have on our team this weekend, but I think you might be overestimating the number of people you had, because I believe that the Wilson sisters' data is essentially the same everywhere.
Well, it was very similar for a while, but there was a little bit of a split once we got into some of the finer details. And we didn't get really, really fine, but when we started to get into the finer details, there were some differences. But it was pretty similar, for sure.
Kind of scary in the beginning.
Yeah, because you said it and I thought you were joking, and then I pulled up two separate persons' data with almost the same exact lap time and issues. Wow, that's okay.
Yep, they're not related at all.
It is what it is.
Isn't that weird?
It's working with the two of you is the weirdest thing ever.
Really?
The only difference is if I suggest something, Jennifer says, okay, I'll try it. And Vicki says, no. That's the only difference. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have the magic.
We're still the same.
I don't have the magic that Jackie has, but that's fine. It's okay. Okay, so let's go. So I think I was doing two things this weekend. One, I was getting back onto a track, and one, I was starting a new car. No problem there. But it was almost like with Miss Jackie we would have done the same thing if I was in HPDE or Sundae Cup, which is a time attack. Would have done the same thing. But it was almost like taking my driving to a new level. Not that the level was higher necessarily. It was different in that I was actually trying to save seconds as opposed to get better. It's a different target. And we've never tried that as a team. I don't think any of us had. I don't think, Jennifer, if I asked you what your best lap time at any track is, you'd have a clue. And
Nope.
same with Miss Vicki. I have it all written down if you ever want to know. But it's not something we've been working on. It's always, how do we get better? And I think this was a big step for us as a team in that, one, you guys looked at data, which is shocking. And two, we actually kept track of it and tried to use it to get better. So that was a big change for our team as a whole. And I think, Miss Jackie, you enabled that, because the last thing I could get the Wilson sisters to look at was any type of data. Numbers bad. You told me there'd be no math. I might get them to look at a track map. Maybe it's a picture. I got a chance, but numbers. Oh, God, this is the weekend. What are you talking about? Let me go draw the Bob Ross penalty on the back of somebody else's car just because I can. No problem. But look at data. Not going to happen.
But you know what? I don't know that we've ever had it set up the way we did this weekend. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was like a well-oiled machine. You came in, we downloaded the data, the thing went back in the car, the next person got in the car, and that person kind of went and sat down with like a download.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So, and we've never done that with our data. It was either we talked about it after the fact, or
days later, or even if we could get the data
Right.
running in our cars at all.
Right. So
it was.
To be fair, I think maybe we could maybe set something up like that might be beneficial for all of us. It's just, I just think the way that we had it set up this weekend was just you know what I mean? It was beneficial because we got immediate information and like a thing to work on. Go do this. You know what I mean?
Right. Instead of waiting till after the event and going, oh, these are the things that you have to work on next event. Mm-hmm. We were actually working on it in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice the one subtle thing I did, though?
What's that?
I had the fan pointed at Jackie and that chair.
And we kept giving her popsicles and what do you want? Can we get you anything? Let us feed you.
Mm-hmm.
Greatly appreciate all of it. Actually got a message from somebody on Instagram thanking the ladies, which was you guys, for giving them ice cream gifts.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like a Get Out person or something.
Oh, yeah. We were going around handing out ice creams to everybody.
That was me. I was inside in front of the fan being extremely bougie, but
you were queen.
It was deserved after having to work with us for the entire weekend.
It was awesome.
I didn't have to turn that many wrenches. It was fine.
No, it was good. So Miss Jackie, what should this lughead look at for the next time?
Well, I don't have that much data from you, but
the data I have sucks. Oh, sorry.
Well, it only sucks if you don't have any, and since we have it, we're good.
We do have it.
Let me pull it up and make sure that I'm real specific, but from what I remember, it's pretty similar to everybody else.
We are a team, we stick together.
Well, it's not even that. It's the general low-hanging fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from doing enduros, you want to save the tires and save the car and not make high-risk moves and whatnot. And when you're trying to just improve your overall lap time and you're pushing harder, all of that kind of goes out the window. I don't care about the tire. I'm just trying to run a lap time. So making that shift for everybody actually went really well, which was really nice. Let's see. Let's pull up Bill's data and look, but I'm pretty sure I already know what it is.
You have to add another digit so you can see all those big numbers there.
I have to zoom out and give it another color. Oh my
goodness.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, it's easy because I could just overlay yours and your wife's and really see if we're making mistakes.
Yeah, just look at the slow one. Just look at the slower one. That'll be me, right?
Well, let's look.
You know,
Look,
you two have bonded way too hard this weekend. I'm just saying.
your fault. You set it up.
I know.
Let's see. What does Bill need to work on? Well, your turn 1 was good. And your 4 was good. You lost a little speed in 6 to the missus. She carried more speed than you. You were quicker in 1, actually. It's kind of the same. You know, compress the brake zones at this particular track. Compressing 1, especially in a car that slow, really is like a large amount of time because you're just on throttle for longer. But in a car that's only doing 100 miles an hour at the end of the straightaway, every little bit counts. Working on turn 2, I think for you would have helped a bit. Not that you were terribly slow, but I think you could still carry a little more speed through there. Turn 6, which I think you would have gotten if you had got more sessions on Saturday. We would have got more chance to kind of play with that. But
right.
Yeah, just compressing brake zones and carrying speed, like remembering that it's a slow car and you could probably just be flat if you think you can be flat.
Yeah, that was one of the things that you helped me with a lot. Was sometimes I would just sit there and say, because I know that one of the things that slows me down is indecision, and just being able to bounce it off of you and say, should I be in 3 or 4? Because I'm kind of in between. And then should I go flat? And, you know, it's good to have that external perspective. Like, yes, you can go flat, but no, you're not allowed to do that just yet. So you know, that was,
well, you know, we spoke about going flat through 4 or just a very brief lift through 4. That's what happened to somebody that had an incident in turn 4.
Yeah.
That was, I think, go flat through 4. I think that's what
they went flat through 4
and dropped the tire. Dropped 1 tire.
Oh yeah.
First, if you drop 2, you'll continue in the same direction. If you drop 1, you're going to spin.
Yeah.
So that's, like I said, you could probably do it, but not on the first weekend out with the car.
Yeah, not when 3 people are sharing it, maybe 4. Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill, for ruining everybody's weekend.
You know, it's only the second car we broken this weekend. It's not a problem. Not a problem at all.
No, we got enough trailers.
Yeah, we can tow more cars here. We got time. Jeez. It's fine. That's fine. Not a problem. Okay, so Miss Jackie, we talked a little bit before the event. Should we have changed how we did that interaction before the event? Should we have all gotten together? Is there a better way that we could do that next time?
We could have. I got pretty good information from you as far as who wanted to work on what. You know, we could have done essentially this and gotten everybody together and done an introduction and whatnot. I guess I would say that's my fault because I'm used to doing this. I've been doing it for a while and I can just kind of walk into it and figure it out. But for the team's benefit, that may have been better.
Okay.
So everyone could have kind of brought up what they wanted to work on. But when I spoke to you about it, you kind of told me who wanted to work on what, and I made a mental note of it, and that was it.
I took a few guesses.
Yeah. And I kind of asked everyone again Saturday morning, kind of while the car was going back together and whatnot. You know, who wants to work on what, anything in particular, specifics, anything anyone's having trouble with that we can work on. So, yeah, it worked out pretty good. Some stuff came out once we started driving, you know. I think not until Sunday did I really find out that Jen shifting needed work when she lost a few seconds out of nowhere. And I don't know what happened. I don't understand.
I remember you looking at the data going, is this Jen's data? And I'm like, yes. Yes. That's what I just took it out of, you know.
Yeah. They just one suggestion.
Right. And you know, it was one gear change that needed to happen and all the time came right back. So we had that conversation about where to shift to 4th on the back straightaway, where to shift back to 3rd so you can be set up for 5. And it worked out. seem to work out really good for you. So,
Yep.
Indeed. So, is there anything we could have done at the event to be able to help you?
not really. I really wasn't stuck or anything like that at any point. Yeah,
Maybe
I mean, we kind of got into a good rhythm of rotating aims out when we needed to. If I had more of them, it would have made it easier, but that's, neither here nor there. But yeah, I think all of that went really good, actually.
All right. We had 3 people write in. One was named Gary. Not any Gary that's on our team or anything, but one was named Gary. His first question was, are you actually cooler than us because you go to Grid Life now, or does all that swag wear off when you leave? My personal answer is, Gary, as you know, there's a limit to how cool you can be, and I just permanently reside there, but I'll let the ladies speak.
That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
I don't know. Grid Life kind of had its own thing going on this weekend, and there was a lot of cars going off. A lot of wrecks.
Only on Sunday.
A lot of wrecks.
I told them, I said, listen, you guys are very nice. And the one thing you can't do in the Northeast is give compliments at the driver's meeting saying how good you are and everything's going great. Nice job. Just keep it up, because we're a bunch of idiots. And off we go.
Mm-hmm. Let's ruin it.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. Even the come to Jesus meeting. After we had a bunch of things happen in the first 2 sessions, which is 40 minutes of driving. Their come to Jesus meeting, 100%, and I mean this with all the love in the world. This was a come to Jesus meeting, 100% Midwest, as opposed to East Coast, where we conjugate our verbs, we use fingers for communication. The Midwest was kind of like, we could probably do better. I'm just like, they're not going to listen, man. You got it.
Yes, and how did all of Grid Life end on Sunday?
Let's not get into where the Miata decided to park. We're going to skip that. That's off podcast discussion. We don't talk what happens in Miata parking stays in Miata parking. Jackie, where does just curious though, Jackie, when you're at Thunderbolt and with NASA Northeast, where does Spec Miata park? Maybe they were confused.
Actually, no, they park right by the showers.
That
building.
When you say right by the showers, do you mean right by the showers, or do you mean right by the showers?
I mean, they park about as close as you can park legally.
Almost as close as you can park.
I will say
this person got a little closer for sure.
The left door works a lot better than the right door.
Well, the right door had a doorstop in the shape of a Miata. But anyway.
It did. How that happened? There were a lot of options that could have happened before that door was hit. But he chose none of them.
We'll talk about it off pod.
That's off pod. Okay, so continuing on with our listener questions, I think I'm going to have to answer this since it's about Sundae Cup, so I'll take this one. Did your Sundae Cup come with sprinkles? No sprinkles. I'm very upset. And Miss Vicki, notice he said sprinkles and not jimmies. Thank you.
There's sprinkles.
What's the difference between sprinkles and jimmies?
Whether you're from near Philadelphia or near New York City.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I heard jimmies and I didn't understand what jimmies were.
Yes. It's poor communication from people near Philly. Did you drive the cars on the trailer or did they need help? Thankfully, all cars were driven on the trailer. One of them limping, but that's okay. Actually, 2 of them limping. I guess Jeremy's car is still limping. Not the friendliest question I've ever seen. Is there a non-vape section at Grid Life?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. All Grid Life is not vaping. Just FYI, not a problem. And we had a listener request. They wanted to know why Jeremy was not wearing the yellow tights.
Aren't those lemons only?
I thought They are lemons. Well, they might not be lemons only, but I believe, and Jennifer, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that he was not wearing them because you would not give him another pair of your underwear.
But that was supposed to be my costume, wasn't it?
It was, yes. For those of you playing the home game, yes, I was wearing Jennifer's costume, which was a ladies' medium, which apparently is slightly smaller than my normal outfit. But yes, ladies' medium. If you ever need to send me a costume, that's Garage Heroes Training at gmail.com. Thank you very much. So Jennifer,
Yes.
never give Jeremy your underwear again. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Jen.
It's not good. Miss Jackie, stay away. It's scary sometimes. It is.
I'm good.
Okay, very well. Did we miss anything about Grid Life? Grid Life was fun as always.
Always.
Miss
It was
Jackie.
a great weekend.
Excellent. Miss Jackie, had you been to Grid Life yet?
Yes, I was at this event last year.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
What was it? The hottest thing in the history of racing for you? Because it was ridiculous for us.
So interesting enough, last year it was hotter,
Way
and
hotter.
less cloud cover, and it was the first time that I got sunburned in I don't know how long.
Really?
Which is why I bought that umbrella.
Yep.
I bought
Right.
it on Sunday because the back of my shoulders were all burned up. So
We bought the exact same umbrella for the exact same reason. It was so hot last year. Much nicer this year. It was like 80s. It felt hotter, but it was 80s.
Yep.
Life was good. Life was good. Anything that we missed?
no.
I think so.
I'm shocked.
That was it.
Okay. I'm shocked Miss Vicki isn't making a comment about something. But anyway, stop smiling. Mm-hmm. Okay. Miss
So
Jackie.
wait a minute, so we can recap. Who got the fastest lap?
Miss Vicki got the fastest lap with a 1:47.5.
Yep.
How many-
There's more I could do.
Don't make me listen. I used to golf. If you need reasons and excuses for this to have happened, I can come up with like 10 of them in like 4 seconds. That's not hard. Anyway, wow, thanks. I get the hum. I know what that hum means. It's not what you think at the home game players. So Miss Jackie,
Yes.
you do this very well. If somebody were interested in perhaps contacting you and seeking your assistance at the track or away from the track, it could be driving, it could be setup, it could be whatever. How would they contact you, my dear?
There's a few ways. Email lowbuckmotorsports@gmail.com or Instagram LO_BUK_motorsports. Those are probably the two best spots. Facebook Messenger, but whatever. Facebook is a toilet, so we don't really go there.
She's not wrong.
That's really I find that really insulting to toilets, Jackie.
You're right. I apologize to all toilets that are listening.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yep. I agree. All
I
right.
highly recommend 5 stars.
Yep. 5
We'll-
stars.
We'll do again.
Absolutely.
We'll do again.
Absolutely. I would love to get Jackie on board again for one of our outings. I learned a lot. I really did learn a lot.
In my opinion, you learned just a little bit too much, but that's a different story.
Well, only by how many seconds?
Point 4, 0.3, 0.4, something like that. I don't know.
48.1 to 47.5. So
Yep, there you go. So much I learned. More.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, we're not
Jackie.
competitive on this team at all. Nope.
Jackie, thank you so
you're
much.
welcome.
We appreciate it. Let's do this again. Absolutely.
I'm always available. You all know where to find me.
We do. And if you have any trouble contacting Miss Jackie, where she said, contact us, we'll put you in touch with her. Boom. Piece of cake.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Great weekend.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.